Gerlin, of course, I am going to start with you. Is that what a fair, humane, and orderly immigration system looks like, Gerlin?
That is the opposite of what a fair, humane, and welcoming system looks like, Alicia, because we understand when you welcome people into your home, what that looks like. We are seeing how taking the time to understand the vulnerability of people, where they are coming from, and be able to welcome them with dignity. What we are seeing is the opposite of what we need to see. And I have heard so many different narratives, and I saw Ted Cruz, talk about the invasion of Haitians into the United States, and what we are seeing as a response to that, them deporting those people. What we are looking at is a failed system.
Gerlin, can you help us understand how thousands of Haitians have ended up in Texas, both literally the route they have taken and the push that has driven them there?
Absolutely. We see that those people are extremely vulnerable. They are survivors of the earthquake, survivors of extreme political turmoil in Haiti. For those who do not know, they assassinated the president of Haiti inside his home, pushing people out of the country. Yes, a lot of the people that we are seeing under the bridge in the Rio right now have left the country after the earthquake in 2010 that killed over 250,000 people. But understand, what continues to drive people out of the country is both natural disasters and man-made disasters. And we have said that many times, internal violence and external violence. And what we are seeing at the U.S.-Mexico border right now, the treatments of Black bodies, the treatment of Haitian immigrants, that's external violence.
Gerlin, I asked Mayorkas about the conditions that Haitian migrants are dealing with. Let's listen.
A new government took power, and the situation's more stable. We're very mindful, of course, of the tragedy of the earthquake that occurred. That earthquake occurred in a particular area of the country. It was distinct from the tragic January 10th, 2010 earthquake that the country experienced. So we're very mindful of the situation, but frankly feel that individuals can be returned to that country at this time.
So, Gerlin, I was trying to ask the secretary there about the distinction that is being made between granting temporary protected status for Haitians in the interior of the country and why that same consideration is not being given to migrants who are showing up at the U.S.-Mexico border, often for the same reason. Your response to what you just heard there from Secretary Mayorkas?
With all due respect to Secretary Mayorkas, everything he just mentioned is absolutely untrue. Because understand, as the first deportation flight was going into Haiti on the 15th, the so-called government that he mentioned, the prime minister was in court answering to allegation of being part of the assassination of the president. What we are seeing on the ground right now, people are still trying to find the bodies of their loved ones to be able to cope with the aftermath of the earthquake. And at the same time, we are sending people to the same chaos that they have fled. No, Haiti is not better now than it was prior to the assassination, prior to the earthquake. Sending people to Haiti right now is human rights abuse.